Hello and welcome to this very short little audio on exploring stress. So welcome, Shelley Edwards from Progress to Success, and we're just going to look at a few things and I'm going to get you to answer some questions. So I'm going to get you to pause this right now and grab a pen and paper. Okay. So first of all, what is stress? How would you define stress? How would you write that down? Because stress is actually a physical, a mental, and an emotional response to events that cause bodily, mental tension. So it's kind of the outside or the inside force. And 75% of our population, 3/4 of us, are undergoing some form of stress on a daily basis. So you just need to connect with what is stress. And how do you know when you are stressed? So for now, you might just be writing down these questions and then answer them later, or things might just come into your mind right now. How do you know when you're stressed? What is it like for you? And also, what causes your stress? What helps you to de-stress? Sometimes we just need to change how we perceive our situation and change how we experience it. And this means we then have a choice, and this actually empowers us. So breathwork's really important. Our breathing has the biggest impact on our physiology. So our mental, our emotional, and our physical state. So just taking nice long inhales through the nose to a comfortable count and exhaling to that same count out through the nostrils gets us in sync. It controls us, balances our nervous system. So breathing is really powerful. There's lots of things we can do when we're stressed, and that's great. Things that we do to de-stress, like have a hot bath, put on a funny movie, talk it through with a friend, go and have a glass of wine, whatever it might be for you. But breathing has the biggest impact on those three things that make up our physiology. I'm just going to get you to write some more questions down to explore in your own time. So where does the stress happen? I want you to think about the environment you are in when the stress happens. Sometimes it may be more in a workspace, more in a home space, more when I'm doing a certain thing. Just answer that question. Where does the stress happen? So it's like, when does it take place? Is there a build up to it? Is it more a morning thing than an afternoon thing? When does it actually take place? Or is it because you're in a certain situation with a certain somebody and that's when that stress happens? And then another question is, how do I respond? And this is personal awareness. How do I respond? And where do I feel the stress in the body? Could be a head thing, could be a heart thing, could be a tummy thing, could be an all over body experience. Where do I feel the stress in the body? And then tap into, what am I thinking? What are my negative thoughts right now? So sometimes the hindering stuff really gets in the way of the helpful stuff. So just tap into the things that you talk about in your head when you are stressed. And then turn that around and ask yourself the question, what positive thoughts can I think instead? So turning it into more helpful, solution-focused. What can I tell myself? How can I get out of my own way? Sometimes you just need to stop yourself in any given moment and say to yourself, what am I doing right now? What am I saying to myself right now? How is that helping, or is that hindering? It's also good to look at what is the worst that can happen. Sometimes we catastrophize over small things. If we know what the worst thing is that can happen and we're prepared for that, we can also think about how we move over that obstacle. Good question to ask yourself is, what am I actually doing? What am I actually doing? And then what is the learning here? What is there for me to learn? What do I need to do differently? How can I move this forward? So a few questions there for you to find your own answers. Share with your loved ones, share with your work colleagues. And just be honest and just be open. And things can change daily. Thank you so much for listening. Do look after yourselves.